Hello everyone, welcome to ENGR3360 Winter 2017. This is a review for Midterm 1. Question number 1, what's the price of today's oil? Write it as it reported on the press, only 2-digit integer. That's 53. 4 points for this question. Question number 2 is asking about the elasticity or inelasticity of the supply and demand curve for the peas. We know the supply curve, the demand curve for the peas are perfectly elastic. That's quantity, this is price. That means no tolerance in price change. If a price increases even by 1%, the demand will vanish. So it's the demand curve is highly elastic for peas. And 2 points for this question. Question 3, in 1626, the Dutch bought Manhattan Island for $24, assuming an average inflation rate of 10%. What would be the worth today? It's 10 quadrillion in dollars. And 2 points for this question. Question 4, for the last 20 years in Canada, the real wages of Canadians have decreased. Somewhat, and 2 points for this question. Question number 5. The definition for hyperinflation, and that occurs when the inflation rate increases more than 50% in a month. Two points. Question 6, comparing the tuition paid in 1961 with the tuition we are paying to school, which is paid $300 back in 1961 and $7,000 this year, due to the deflation dollar, which is negative inflation. We are paying more, a lot more. Okay, and that's 2 points. If the demand of a commodity is highly inelastic, then the inelastic curve is quantity here, price is here. In this case, basically, the consumer has no other choice, and the demand are not affected by any changes in price. And 2 points for this question. Question 8, the price of Canadian dollar in terms of cents compared to US. And then it's 76. 4 points for this. Question 9. A program runs for 1 second for a variable n equal to 10. When n is increased by 1, the running time increases 18%. For n equal to 50, what will be the running time? I click the closest one, according to rule 2 to the power 10. And 4 points. Question number 10. Who is Canada's finance minister? The list we have is not included the present finance minister, so none of these. All we have Mr. Bill Morneau. And 2 points for this. I'm sure you noticed that, but I don't know. He will compensate everyone for this question because the question is basically wrong. Question 11. What is the integer value of the TSX index today? It's 15,576. 4 points. Question 12. Just in case, if Iran being attacked by Turkey, what will this do to the price of oil? Because Iran is one of the main supplier of the oil in the world, so the price obviously will increase. 2 points for this. Question 13. If the Bank of Canada were to give every citizen $10,000 under the condition that they spend it in the next month, then this will happen. The inflation will increase for sure, because the main supply and demands are main reason to cause the inflation. So in case of spending, $10,000 by each Canadian, the supply will be affected. So as a result, the inflation will increase. 2 points for this question. Question number 14. Which country is not a PIIG, or sometimes PIIGS? It's an acronym referred to 4 or 5 countries in Europe: Portuguese, Italy, Greece, Ireland, and Spain, which we don't have it here, the Spain, so in this case will be Iceland. 2 points. Question 15. Mad cow disease strikes the Canadian beef industry, forcing the slaughter of 90% of our cows. The borders are closed, means we don't have other supply source. What will happen to the supply and demand curve for hamburgers? So let's see the idealized supply curve. Price this one. So the price will increase. That means there will be a shift for the same quantity, increase in price. P1, P2. So there will be a supply curve. So left shift, and let's see the demand curve as well. So the demand curve, since the demand is increasing, so the will affect the price. The price will decrease. That's will make our demand curve have a left shift. So left shift in demand curve as well. So demand curve left shift and supply curve left shift. 2 point for this. Question 16. Which is the most appropriate item of the following to go into the consumer price index basket? Is radishes. 2 point for this question. Question 17. Which is not included in the calculation of GDP, gross domestic product? We include all except intermediate goods and services. 2 point. Question 18. The observation that nominal interest rates are high when inflation is high and vice versa is called the Fisher effect. Basically, it's a direct correlation between nominal interest rates and the inflation. So if the inflation is high, the nominal interest rate is high. When it's low, that's when it's low. And it's 2 point for this question. A country with the highest inflation rate that's been recorded is Hungary. Question 20. What will happen to the equilibrium price and quantity of new house in Oshawa if the wage rate of the carpenter falls? Okay, so the wage rates of carpenters, that will affect on the price of the houses. The price of the houses will go down, and the number of the houses, the quantity will go up. So that's the case. 4 point. Question 21. A country has a nominal GDP of 40 millions, a total population of 1 million. They're asking us to, and the total number of people employed are 40,000. So if the real output of the country is this, calculate the GDP per capita, which basically shows the standard of living of that country. So GDP equal to total output of the country over number of people, in this case 70,000. 2 points for this question. Question 22. Comparing population of Canada to US to the world, the ratio for this comparison is 110 200. 2 points for this question. Question 23. From the below list of worker groups, select all groups that are excluded from people considered to be unemployed in an official unemployment rate calculation. So people that are trying to get a job but are unsuccessful, they are unemployment. People who want a job but have given up trying to get a job. That's one case. People who simply don't want a job at all. That's also another case. People who can't get a job because they lack training and qualification. People who are having trouble getting a job because they have a criminal record. People who want full-time employment but had to settle for a part-time job. That's also the case. People who want to get a job because they are in prison. So these three cases. From question 24 to 33 of the midterm are same question that are in quest 2.2, and they are all explained by my colleague, Mr. Rishi. So I'll put only the answer for this question here. The term stagflation refers to a combination of inflation and poor economic growth. 2 points. Question 25. False. 1 point. The number of depression that we have had so far since 1900. 1. Question 27. 4% higher than Canadian rates. Question 28. Which group is not included in the normal unemployment rates issued by StatsCan? All of the above. 3 points. 29. United States. 2 points. 30. Gas, oil, iPod, money, memory sticks, TV, cell phone, uniform. So except 2 items, pencils and peas. Question 31st. Deflating. points. Question 32. All of the above and more. 33. Question 33. Question 33. What basic assumption do we make when we do engineering economic analysis? All of the above. 2 points. Question 34. A politico suggests that we should fix gas prices at 1 cent per liter. That's the current Venezuelan rate. This would lead us to all of these cases. And 4 points for this question. Question 35. How many US gallons are there in a barrel of oil? 40, 42 gallons, and 2 points for this. Question 36. The nominal interest rate is 10%, inflation is 5%, the real interest rate is 4.8%. 2 points. Economically speaking, on question number 37, which of the following does not belong? So, Germany, we had those countries as under a certain group. It's called PIIGS, I think. So Germany does not belong to this group. And 3 points for this question. Question number 38. Question 38. Extrapolation and versus interpolation. Extrapolation is, they both are two different method of estimation, which is extrapolation is bad and interpolation is good, because in extrapolation we discuss the area that we are not certain about that, basically beyond the area that we are not certain, where in interpolation the estimation of the value within the known values in a sequence of values happens. So extrapolation is bad and interpolation is good. 39. Over the last 12 months, this has been true relative to the value of Canadian dollar. Quickly close this one. It has fluctuated around 70 to 80%, 70 to 80 cents relative to the US dollar. 3 points. Question number 40. So the first country in Europe from the list that the economy collapsed during this century. And that's Iceland. 2 points. Question number 41. Who called economics the dismal science? Thomas Carlyle. And finally, the last question. What was the most significant effect of the hyperinflation in Germany in 1923? The saving of the middle class was overrated. And 3 points for this question. Question 41 was 3 points as well. That was a review for midterm 1. See you all. If you have any question in Adobe chat room during the tutorial session. Thank you.